Oof, where to start with this one? Right off the bat, I want to be very clear. I dislike Woolfe the Red Hood Diaries, and if that's all you need from this video review, then feel free to stop right here. But if you want to know why I disliked the game, then by all means, please continue. Woolfe is another Kickstarter offspring, but I want to say at least kudos for delivering a product after collecting funds. It's a 2.5D platformer that runs on the Unreal Engine, where players control Red Riding Hood in a Lake Town meets the Victorian era kind of setting. She's on a quest for vengeance, trying to discover what happened to her parents. Red can double jump, traverse on rails and ledges, and she can smack enemies with her axe. Visually, the game looks okay. There are some nice textures and good use of color and lighting. Doesn't sound so bad so far, right? Well, that's the end of my list of compliments for the game. Though this is only part 1 of Woolfe, I have zero desire to test out part 2 when it releases later this year.
Home to rats and bats, and to that musical piece of kidnapper scum. I can't wait to break his flute and make that bastard forever mute. Cut the crap! I mean it.
The rest of the game doesn't fall apart. It's not total garbage, but it's more than enough to be annoying. The controls are functional, but just janky enough to be irksome, and that seems to be the mentality of the entire game. Combat is beyond basic. There are no fluid combinations or anything really interesting about it. There's a few simple attacks and 1 or 2 or more special moves that aren't really that special. The platforming and the puzzle solving is the same. It's functional, but nothing more. The puzzles themselves aren't a challenge, the exploration isn't fun, and frankly, it bored me. There are no speedy but exciting sections like Super Meat Boy. There are no skillful but enjoyable combat or jumping sections like Super Mario Bros. And though the game takes some heavy inspiration from classic Tomb Raider games, I felt none of the exhilaration traversing impossibly high heights. The story is just silly. Not tongue-in-cheek silly, it's angst-riddled teenagers silly. The voice acting is dreadful, and the game is simply overloaded with it. Every 5 seconds, Red opens her mouth and says something dumber and dumber until the 2-hour experience is finally over.
What? Did you see that? Didn't know I had that trick up my sleeve. Can't wait to tell Granny. Woohoo! This axe kicks some major ass! Or is it me?
What else is there to say? I realize this is the shortest video review I've ever made, but I still feel like I've spent entirely too much time already talking about it. I've had no fun playing this game. Zero. Video games are meant to be more than simply functional and okay looking. Though this is only a budget title, there are other budget titles out there much more worthy of your spare change. This video is made possible through generous fan donations on Patreon.